What's the most annoying thing someone has yelled after you tee off?
I would hate, like when I would hit a shot and in Korea for some reason, like they go, and like you would hear that. And I was like, oh, that would just get under my skin so much.
Uh-huh. Did people ever just yell wee?
Oh.
Wee! That would have been fun.
Oh, yeah.
Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show. Good evening, everyone. I'm your host, Daniel Tosh. Eddie?
Daniel?
Guess what kind of mood I'm in?
Good mood.
Make a real guess, Eddie.
Bad mood.
Fuming.
Fuming.
Why am I fuming? I'll tell you why, Eddie. Because I'm not supposed to be here. And I know people love to hear sexy rich men complain. So here goes. Okay? I shoot this in the afternoon. Okay? And then on the way home, there's a mudslide on the PCH highway. Traffic down to one lane, both directions. Gridlocked for miles. I got to get home. I need to see my family. Just sitting there, falling asleep at the wheel, not trusting the self-driving mechanism. Now, I get a few minutes in here and there. I get home. I get a call from John here, the producer. I don't answer. That's 45 minutes I'll never fucking get back if I answer. Let that go to voicemail. Then an immediate text. Hey, I just want to go over some audio issues. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Time to call him back. Sure as shit, all the work that we did earlier in the day, he's like, is for naught. Oh, doing a podcast is so fun because you have such a small group of people. Normally, like if I'm on a television show and someone fucks up, it's like, who did it? And like 15 people say it was 20 other people. You never get satisfaction. But on a podcast, it's like, I'm like, who fucked up? And he's like, Dylan. It's just, we just know right away. It's fucking Dylan's fault. It's clear.
Dylan.
It's Dylan. So then they're like, well, we're going to have to re-record it. I'm like, I'm coming back right now. Put my kids down to bed. Just get in my car. Don't have enough electricity to get here. That's okay. Put it in eco mode. Not as fun. And here we are. So now I'm re-recording, and that's why I'm fuming. And you say, well, get over it. That's a tiny thing in the scheme of things. Oh, really? You don't think this could butterfly effect into my kid not getting into college or worse? Dying? And me missing it? Like, I could have been there. I could have heard his last words.
Way to go, Dylan.
Way to go, Dylan. You killed my son. I don't even like to joke about that. Now, you're saying, well, it could butterfly effect the other direction, and he could become one of the greatest inventors of our generation. Because of this one huge fuck up. Let's get going. Hey, let's do this segment. Hello from Tosh Show. That's where I single out a subscriber and give him a personal hello. This one is from Tyler. He's listening in Toronto. It doesn't say Toronto, Canada. I don't know. Are there other Torontos? There's got to be. There's got to be like, anytime you're in like Kansas or Kentucky, there's always like a dumb, we got a London, Kentucky. Anyway, he's from Toronto. He used to watch Tosh Point with his dad. His dad isn't around anymore, but Tyler likes to think he would enjoy the podcast too. Well, I got news for you, Tyler. There's a good chance he wouldn't like it. Because what I've found is this show is very hit and miss. Some weeks, a lot of people like it. And then other weeks, people are real homophobic. Eddie?
Yes.
You haven't even asked why I'm dressed like an idiot.
I mean, it's a trying day already. I didn't want to get into it. Maybe you're in the middle of some kind of a project.
You thought I was playing poker with the boys?
Yeah.
Back at the house? No. This is not my poker outfit. Masters.
Oh, the Masters.
The Masters golf. This is my golf attire. Oh, the Masters. Can we still call it the Masters? It seems outdated. I think we should go with the primaries. I hear you got a video for me.
Oh, I got a video.
Golf video?
Yep.
Hey, why don't you tee it up?
All right. Whoa. Hey there. All right.
I've been in the biz.
What's that for your head? What's that for your head?
Gone. Jonesy.
Oh, no, you fucking
Look, cover your face. Cover your face.
Crikey! Those blokes down under sure do know how to have a right good time with their mates after a few grogs. I don't even know if this video is Australian. Could be New Zealand. Oh, man, New Zealand, they always get the short end of the shaft. Did you notice that video? Not a single black person or woman in that clubhouse either? Things just don't change. Do you like golf? Do you watch it, Eddie?
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. Yeah, I'm not going to turn it if it's on. I grew up on a public golf course. I lived on a par 5. Anyway, one day I took my dad's driver out and I Happy Gilmore'd it. Took a running start and swung, and the head sailed off of it. Just snapped the head, probably went 60 yards, and I lied to my father. I told him, I don't know, I just hit it weird. And it snapped. I couldn't tell him that I was clowning around on the golf course. Because that's something you don't do. You don't clown around on the golf course. But Adam Sandler, he had infiltrated me.
Did you ever fess up to it?
No, this was it. This was the fess up.
This is great.
I was pretty proud of myself. Solid contact. Anyway, so you don't watch golf. I love golf. I don't actually love it. I find it a bit time consuming and takes itself way too seriously. I mean, don't even get me started on how sexist the sport is. But that's why I wanted to sit down and interview my favorite former pro golfer. Enjoy. 4! Tosh Show. My guest today is a literal child prodigy. She's like Mozart. If Mozart was an Asian female who played golf instead of piano, violin, horn, flute, harp, oboe, please welcome Michelle Wee. I did that in the golf whisper voice.
Oh, got it. Yeah. That was good.
And do you play any instruments?
Piano.
God
I sucked at it.
Damn it. Okay, you sucked. That's good.
Yeah.
You grew up in Hawaii. Oahu.
I did.
The worst of the islands.
What?
Agreed?
No, absolutely not.
Are you serious?
That's offensive.
No. Are you?
Okay, wait. I need to know though, where did you stay when you were in Oahu?
Well, I dated a girl from Oahu for a long time.
Well,
so I would always spend time there.
Okay,
I'm a surfer.
which part of the island though?
I mean, I'd spend tons of time in the North Shore, stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
But
I was scared you were going to say you stayed in Waikiki.
No. I mean, I get Honolulu fine, but in general, the whole island.
It's great because you get the option to go out, get great food, great shopping, but you also can go to the waterfalls and surfing and all that other stuff.
Do you speak pidgin?
Yeah.
You do?
It comes out when I'm home.
Uh-huh.
Like when I first came to the mainland, like people were like, what is she saying?
You just talking story?
Oh, how's it, brother?
Are the stereotypes true about how much pressure immigrant parents put on American kids to succeed?
You know, I don't think it's the parents that put the pressure. I think it's like the child puts the pressure on themselves. Like, I don't know, for me, like
I'm only talking for you, yeah.
Yeah,
There
like,
wasn't tons of pressure on you?
No, I mean, I think they just wanted me to experience a lot of things. They like literally put me in everything, right? Like, put me in soccer, baseball, gymnastics, swimming, ballet. Like, I was in everything.
But that's pressure too.
I guess yes and no. I didn't feel it that way. I wanted to be great, like ever since I was little. Like I put a lot of pressure on myself. Like I wanted to be a professional athlete since I could ever remember.
Well, I did too, but I didn't want to put the work in.
And then my parents helped me to put the work in. But I think
or made you.
No, I mean there are times, yes, made me. They made me go to Korean school. I didn't want to go to Korean school on a Saturday.
What's Korean school like?
It's awful. It's really boring. You get to school on like 9 a.m. on Saturday, and you're there all day.
Your family's originally from South Korea. Mm-hmm. What made them decide to move to America?
My dad wanted to be a professor. So he came, got his PhD at UPenn, and then got a teaching job at UH.
Your mother golfed, your father didn't.
Yeah, my mom taught my dad.
Does he play now?
Not anymore. I think they're trying to get back into it. I just got them into pickleball.
I love pickleball.
I know, same. My mom's good.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty ruthless. She slams everything.
Not going to be able to slam it if I'm just constantly dinking.
You just wanted to say the word dinkin'.
So stupid. The terms are so stupid.
I know.
How tall are your parents?
My dad's 6'2", my mom's 5'7". Very tall for Koreans.
For what?
For Koreans.
Why did you go to college anyway?
I really wanted to go to college. And plus, like when I turned pro when I was 16, my parents were like, you have to go to college. So
See,
that was
that might be the
prerequisite.
Immigrant parent pressure that I was talking about.
Yeah, but it's also, I think the reason why they did it was for that, to me, to have a normal life. I mean,
How's your normal life going?
Great, actually.
There's nothing normal about your life.
There are so many things that are normal about my life. I mean, my parents had the opportunity to take me to IMG Academy. You know all about it in Florida. And they were like, oh, you're not going to have a normal life there. And they kept me in my high school. I had normal friends. For the most part, I was pretty normal. And then went to college.
What was your backup school when you applied to Stanford?
UCLA, USC. And I didn't even open the envelopes.
Are you serious?
Stanford was my dream. My dad didn't get into Stanford, so I wanted to prove to him that I was smarter than him.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like going to rub it in Stanford's face, like you messed up with my father. No,
I'm rubbing it in his face.
Right.
I still do to this day.
By the way, everyone talks about like you're the youngest, whatever, youngest to qualify, youngest to what, all that stuff. You know what would be great though now? Because do you say you're retired or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a problem with that too.
Why?
Here's why I have a problem with it. Because just stop playing. You don't have to say you're retired. What if there was just like one tournament a year that you love to play, and like I'm sure you could qualify for it if you wanted to, or at least try, or get an exemption, whatever. Why not just be like, yeah, and I don't feel like doing it this year, so I'm not going to do it this year. Why does there have to be a formal announcement of retirement in any profession?
So for me, it's because everyone just kept asking me, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? When are you coming back? And I just like, I'm done.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, but no, really? So like I felt like announcing it, people now believe me, kind of like leave me alone, be like, don't ask me if I'm going to play. But now they're asking me if I'm going to play in a seniors tour, which is rude because I'm 34 years old.
That's very rude.
Like, okay, now I was the youngest to do all this stuff, and now they're like, oh, you're playing on the seniors tour.
Well, no, here's what
I could be the youngest to play the seniors tour.
You're the youngest. All these titles for the youngest or whatever. I think that would be amazing though if you said stayed retired for however long you want, and then wait till you're like 85, 90, and then try to be the oldest so you can have both titles. That would be amazing.
My body would break in half.
No, you'll be fine. Medicine is going to be amazing. You're probably healthy. I think there's no issue here.
Okay, we'll see.
I never understand. Like golf is a good one. Tennis is the same. Where it's like you're ranked third in the world, or you're 150th. I think all of that stuff is like I would just keep going forever. If I was like 150th in the world, but I used to be third, I'd be like, yeah, but that's still amazing. I'm 150th out of something that millions of people do.
I don't know. When you play, you don't think about it that way. When you're 150th, it sucks.
Okay, but that's insanity that there's only
Yeah, you know what? You're
149
right.
people better than you at something. Golf is so pure in your leaderboard just being who made the most money.
Yeah.
I wish all sports were like that.
But like, it's fun because it all comes down to you, and it's just a matter of how you play. It's stressful though. I mean, because if you don't make it past Friday, you make $0 and you're in the negative.
Yeah, but you say you make $0, but something tells me the swoosh check doesn't care if you made it past Friday.
I think they care.
Well,
but,
they care, of course, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I mean, I had it lucky, but yeah, it is stressful.
Well, sure. Well, I know. Okay, fine. You're lucky, but you earned it, and you were sellable, and it was fun. There's a reason that Nike pays you. You want to know why? Because it works.
Yeah. People care more about what Kim Kardashian has to say than our president at times.
Nobody cares what Kim has to say. We just want to look at her butt. I do find her show fascinating. It used to bother me when people would say about Kim Kardashian or the Kardashian, like, what do? They don't do anything. It's like, they film a show. There's cameras in their face all
Yeah.
day long. Like that's horrible.
That's hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They are machines.
The makeup and the hair alone,
Yeah.
like sitting there. Somebody touches my face that long. Oh,
No. I don't like it either.
would you do a reality show?
No. I can't do cameras in my face.
What if they're just like hidden throughout your house?
That'd be terrifying.
Webcams. Huh? Remember back in the dial-up day? Did you ever log into one of those houses?
What was that weird internet website where you can go on and like you can see random people? Was it something roulette?
Oh,
Remember?
chat roulette.
Yeah, chat roulette.
Well, that was just
Like, that
just
was
chances to
weird.
see penises. It was like every eighth person was a penis. Let's be clear.
I forgot about that.
I was like, all right, put it in your just click off as fast as you can. The guy's just sitting there dangling it in front of the camera. That was no good. Do you actually like golf?
Yeah, I do.
Like today?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it easier at 13 to block out the noise or 30?
100% 13. We had no Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So when I played in PJ Tour events, I didn't have to post about it on social media and like, see all that. If you didn't have the AOL dial-up and Google, I don't think Google was
You didn't
even
have
around.
dial-up when you were a kid?
Yeah,
No,
Google-
You're still young.
I had dial-up.
Barely. Like
Yeah.
for a week.
Oh my God. I had the floppy disk,
What?
LimeWire.
You're 34.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Do you know when Google was started?
What do I know how? What?
Do you know what the first year Google was born?
No.
2002.
Ah.
So yeah.
Here's my stance on golf. I've been around the game my entire life. We've always had a home on a golf course in Florida. So and it was just shoved on me, and I despised it.
Where in Florida?
Central Titusville near Kennedy Space Center.
Oh. So do you see you see things go off at Kennedy Space Center?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I wasn't there for the Challenger, if that's your next question.
No. I mean, like, I don't know if there was like test runs or,
No,
you know what
there
I'm
is.
saying? Like,
They'd launch lots of rockets
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You used to go out for them every time to watch them from school. They would let you outside, but then after
Really?
the one bad one, they were like, "Ew, maybe let's not have this conversation with kids." My dad did the worst job of how to get a kid into golf. He only let me have 2 clubs, a 3-iron and a putter. What? Right. Like a maniac. Like a child abuser.
a 3-iron?
He's like, if you can hit a 3-iron, you can hit any club. This is what this idiot did. Second thing he did that's insane. You never get a golf cart.
What?
Yes, because you need to think about your next shot as you're walking up to it.
That's not true. None of it is.
I swear
it
on
can't
everything.
be. Are you?
This is what my dad did to me, and I'm like, guess what, Dad? I hate this game. I'm never gonna play it. Boom. Dead to me. You want to know what I did on golf courses my whole life? 2 things. One, when it rained heavily, I would skimboard on the puddles and get chased by the rangers.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I did was we would just hunt golf balls and then sell them in our backyard instead of a lemonade stand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Those
too.
are my only. But anyway, so golf has been around my life. My family all plays. Everybody plays. I don't. Are caddies really necessary?
I think it brings in sort of like a team element to it. I mean, I can't imagine carrying my bag for 4 days.
It seems that's what I take from it. It seems like
Yeah.
just kind of more
I just think
a
it looks-
laziness.
It just, yes, 100%. I mean, I would totally take a golf cart and go out by myself, but I think it helps pace of play. It just makes it go faster. I think it brings in a cool element to the game.
Did you ever have a female caddy?
Yeah.
Always? I don't know.
No,
So,
I did. I had some. I had 2 or 3.
did they complain a lot? Like, why don't you carry it for a few holes?
No.
Do any guys have female caddies?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, there was a
Shit.
very famous female caddy, Fanny, caddy for Nick Faldo. He was #1 in the world for a long time. She's a legend.
Golf is widely regarded as sometimes sexist, racist, elitist, all the ists.
I agree.
How much of that did you experience?
You know, funny, grew up in Hawaii, like the racist part, I didn't, experience it at all because it's mostly Asians in Hawaii. It was a culture shock when I, came to my first event. It was in North Carolina, went to Florida, lived in Florida for a bit and definitely experienced it there. But yeah, I mean, golf is definitely perceived to be elitist. It definitely has that element to it. But I think there's like a new wave of golf coming in that is really breaking all the stereotypes. I just joined the ownership team for Los Angeles Golf Club. It's part of the new TGL League, which is like a new simulator technology-driven golf league. Just not be part of a country club. I mean, I grew up on a muni, a public golf course. Like, I'm all about that. But yeah, it's definitely elitist. It's definitely can be all the is. But I think golf is trying to break away from it.
Oh, the traveling. Did you fly private?
No, I play female sports.
I know, but you're worth a ton. According to Celebrity Net Worth, is it over or under your actual worth?
I don't even know what they said.
I'll tell you what they said without anybody knowing. Now, is it way over?
It's pretty good.
Interesting. Don't look at my paper. Let's talk about equal pay. I was watching the U.S. Open, and they were just bragging about how the women's had the same prize money as the men for 50 years. They were celebrating. But there was a few people that's like, yes, but there was sponsorships that kind of made up the difference. So it wasn't like they weren't truly like that cutting edge. Now, here's my thing with who should get paid more, and then you tell me why I'm wrong. I always feel like, well, it's just based off of how much you draw. Mm-hmm. Is that wrong?
It's true. I think with equal pay, I think it comes down to how much women's games are being broadcasted. People have to have the opportunity to be able to watch women's sports. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at that volleyball game where like 90,000 people showed up for a women's volleyball game. Mm-hmm. They like sold out an entire football stadium. For golf, like let's say for a PGA Tour event, they get like over 100 cameras there, following every group. They have ShotLink. They can go to an app and see every single player. On our tour, like we have 10 cameras maybe for the broadcast.
Right.
Like the rounds seem longer, players seem slower, you're not cutting. So people obviously, like when you watch the difference, you're going to watch the men over the women a lot of times because of how it's made. The production value is so different. So then people are like, well, people don't watch women's sports, so you guys don't get paid as much. It was like, well, it's not given the same opportunity. Like you're not having Jim Nantz call women's golf. People will watch.
Fuck Jim Nantz. I mean, he's great, but still, I've heard the stories.
If he commentates on women's golf, people would watch.
That's fair.
And like
so what you're saying is you just need men to talk about women, and then ratings and money will go up. I'm teasing, obviously. There, you're such a great point because I actually watch all the majors. Because of how visually beautiful it is.
Exactly. Like, we don't get any of that. Like, our announcers aren't able to talk about any stats that we have because we don't have statistics. We just got strokes gained, which you'll have no idea what that is, and I don't have enough time to explain it because I barely know what it is.
Sorry.
But the caddies write it down physically on a paper and then hand that in. Whereas, on the men, they have ShotLink. They have every single information, stats, and that goes hand in hand with sports betting. That's a lot of the draw nowadays. We don't have that capability yet.
Would you want to be like a commentator, or are you? I should know this.
No, I tried it, but you have to travel way too much, and I'm just not over traveling.
Yes, that's my thing too. I would love to help the surfing. Professional surfing circuit and be like a commentator on there. But I'm not going to these locations.
You should commentate for golf.
I don't want to do that either. Golf takes himself way too seriously, and golf doesn't need my help. Like, that's their problem.
No, I think we need comedians. I've been like, remember that time that Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg commentated for the Olympics? I think we need that for golf.
Well, I agree. Yeah. I think if you have Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg,
we need Daniel Tosh commentating for golf.
I mean, they would really be nervous because I would immediately on Sunday had a big moment. I'd be like, is now a good time for us to talk about abortion and how important it is for women to have the right to choose?
Can you imagine?
No, I can't. But I would think that would be fun. Do I want to jump into my live questions or no?
Sure.
Well, I don't even know if I don't.
Do you know what live is?
Not really. But here's how I know enough. When you had to pick a team or pick somebody to root for, Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson, I just as a fan, casual fan of golf, just hated Phil Mickelson. So that's how I start. How easy it is for me to pick a side. Then this is how much I need to know about live. Oh, Saudi Arabia. Oh, they've got a bad track record with gay people. I'm out. If all I need is one person to tell me, no, Saudi Arabia is really good to gay people, then I would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, there's an argument. I need to learn more. But I don't need to learn more. I'm like, it's not for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think, guys are getting paid so much. So I understand, their mindset. I mean, they were getting generational wealth.
Oh, did Phil Mickelson need generational wealth?
I mean, I just.
What,
I
for
can just
new bras?
I know.
All right.
But I mean, my personal take, I would never, but I can sympathize and understand like my colleagues' decisions. But I think the thing in general is, I think especially when it comes to women, it complicates things a whole lot more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here's this isn't even an issue. I know where I would stand on this. When I was a young stand-up comedian and I was struggling, and I didn't really struggle, let's be clear, but I wasn't. I could pay my rent here in LA in my studio apartment. Life was good. I was a comedian. I didn't have to work a real job. I would have friends like, you got to go to Australia. We're making a killing down there. And I was like, I don't fucking want to fly all the way to Australia to make more money. I go, I'd rather be less popular here. Like you guys. And then I remember there's a crew of comics. I know whatever. Jim Gaffigan. Do you know who Jim Gaffigan is? He's a funny comedian. He doesn't matter. He once told me, we were on the phone, he's like, why do I want to go overseas and do my jokes in front of people that don't laugh as hard? And I was like, oh, that's really funny. It's just so simple. What's the most annoying thing someone has yelled after you tee off?
There was a lot. I would hate like when I would hit a shot in Korea for some reason, like they go, and like you would hear
like
that. And I was like, oh, that would just get under my skin so much. And, you hear people be like, oh, I could have done it better than that.
Oh, no, I just thought, that I understand. But like, what about just the dumb people that always have to yell some line from a movie or something like that?
Oh, like mashed potato. There's weird ones in golf.
Just
Baba
like,
Booey.
shut up.
Mashed potatoes.
Did people ever just yell wee?
Oh.
Wee. That would have been fun.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
That's what I would have done.
Wee, and it just brings me back to elementary school.
You didn't like that? No, I meant for hitting a shot, though, with the ball flight.
Yeah, but then
that's not good. What'd they do in elementary school?
Wee's a really hard last name to grow up with.
Oh.
Just saying.
Tosh is pretty awesome if you're Jamaican. I don't know if you know Peter Tosh. He was in Bob Marley's band.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he was killed.
Tosh is easier than Wee.
I got Tush. Everything was Tush related.
Oh, Tush. Yeah,
and then I got gay innuendos because I wasn't as tough as some of the other kids. So it was mainly in Florida too, which is funny that you said that's when your hatred of people started. You didn't say that. I implied it.
Yeah, but I got wee, all the iterations of wee as a kid.
I don't like that. What's your home track these days? Is that funny? Is it obvious when somebody doesn't know what they're saying, tries to talk golf lingo?
You were so confident with it,
I tried to be, but then you laughed, so then I was like, ooh, I better not say it.
I fly at El Cab, which even if I say this, you're going to act like, you're like, yeah.
Where?
El Cab.
Where's that?
Tarzana.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. What's it cost to play golf? What's a round of golf play? You can't private course. What's a membership there for a year cost?
I have no idea.
That's what I like to hear. Steph Curry's show Nice Shot, where it was you guys recreate iconic golf shots. Which one did you do?
We did all of them.
Oh, are you on every episode of it?
Yeah, we filmed it all in one day.
Oh, I want to be on that show.
I have the 3-iron.
I want to do no. I got a different famous golf shot.
Which one?
I want to do Elands through the I want to do Elands through the driver's side window. Did anyone do that shot yet?
That's yours. That's amazing.
That'll be your episode.
Oh.
Yeah. That'll be yours.
That's what I want. So if you can talk to anybody over there, let them know that I'm interested. I always give everybody that comes on the show a gift. I don't buy them something. I just take something from my house and give it to them because I don't want stuff in my house. Are you hard to shop for?
I'm not a great gift giver.
You're not a great gift giver, but what about a gift receiver?
I'm not gifts to me. That's not the way I show love, I guess. So like, I'm not like, if someone doesn't give me a gift,
I don't love you.
No, but like, like I just like when someone gives me, I'm like, oh, thank you. But like, it doesn't like.
So my manager, I only have had women run my career, my entire career. My manager, my agent, they know I like sweets.
Oh, I love sweets.
Well, right. So
What's he give me candy?
Am I going to give you candy?
Yeah.
Don't guess the gift, then you ruin it. Yeah, it's something like that. So they got me a membership to like a cookie of a month club.
Oh my God.
But my wife is just furious. She's like, your manager and agent, they all they do is they buy you junk food and they're going to kill you. So this morning when it came, she goes, my wife this is what my wife screamed. Give it to Michelle Wee. That's what I heard this morning. Get that fucking box out of here. Give it to Michelle Wee. And I'm like, I was like, this is the world I live in.
Oh, yes.
Look, it even comes in a cute bag every month.
That is cute.
It's a be kind, spread joy.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, anyway, if you re-gift it, that's fine. But there's just a box of cookies
Wow,
for you.
you really haven't opened it at all.
No, don't even do it. Keep it wrapped nicely in case you want to re-gift it
No,
again.
I'm going to eat it.
You're not going to eat all of those. You'll die like I am.
How many are there in here?
I don't know, probably a dozen, but they're so big and thick. Now I'm curious. What are you butchering the box?
Oh.
Thanks. I'm not gonna take it. And you know who's gonna be furious when she watches this is my wife. She'll be like, "Are you out of your mind? I told you not to eat anymore."
Wow, that's a lot of cookies.
First question I ask all my guests: do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you?
No.
I believe in yeah, why not?
Because I know why you believe in ghosts, because you lived in Hawaii, where all of you guys are batshit crazy. Do you consider Hawaiians Asian?
No.
Pacific Islander?
Yeah, Pacific Islander.
But you don't consider Pacific Islanders Asian?
No, I think I don't think so. I mean, Asian is the continent.
Well,
Asia.
I know, but there's some of those. No, I wasn't sure. I'll be honest. Is that obvious? Was that an obvious question that I should have definitely known?
I don't think it's obvious because they do group them together during like AAPI month.
When an athlete is performing, a lot of times they'll say their country, like they'll say America, or do they say USA? Probably say USA. But if they're from Hawaii, they'll give Hawaii separate.
Really?
I know they do it in surfing. They always say
Really?
Hawaiian versus like USA if you're from California.
Interesting.
I'm always like, huh. Do you surf?
No.
Did you
I
ever
watched
surf?
Blue Crush as a kid and I was terrified.
Oh yeah, well that movie's that's a great movie though.
It's not easy to learn how to surf in Hawaii. Like, there's a lot of reef.
I know, but then there's Waikiki if you want to.
I know, but then my friend got hit in the face by a board.
People get hit with golf balls all the time.
This is true.
You ever gotten a stinger?
Yeah. I was literally standing in front of a person and he shanked it so hard, it went perpendicular and hit me in the shin.
Was that a professional?
No, it was like a pro-am. We do these things every week where we play with 4 amateurs, and they're usually pretty bad.
You know my nephew, Mickey Demorat? He qualified in the U.S. Open about 4 years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and his dad was the caddy, my brother-in-law, and his dad pointed at a ball, told him that was his ball, and it wasn't his ball. Cost him 3 strokes and a few positions on the leaderboard.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I know. We don't let him live it down. So he hasn't found his groove. He has all those Monday qualifiers.
Okay.
I blame
That's a
his
tough
father.
life.
It's a tough life. I tell him it's not a tough life.
It's a very tough life.
I tell him, I'm like, you won. It's kind of back to my 150th with the world. I'm like, you won. You graduated from college. You travel around the country in Canada and you do these Monday qualifiers. And it's like, you're 20, I don't know how old he is, 25 years old or something like that. Who cares? You're not married. You have no bills.
It's true. It's the right time to do it.
So much better than working.
And it's also true, but it's a grind.
I mean, it's the right grind. I'm wiener cousins with a few pro golfers.
Really?
Is that what it's called?
Wiener cousins?
When you've dated somebody that now dates a golfer?
Is that called Eskimo brothers?
No. Well, first of all, we don't use that term anymore. I don't think we don't say Eskimos anymore. No, I mean, unless we're right.
No? We don't say that?
We say Inuits, but
Inuit brothers.
Oh,
But
Inuit brothers. Sorry.
No, it doesn't
Just
matter.
accidentally canceled myself on.
no, you can't get canceled on this show. But I mean, you could. You're thinking of something completely different. Wait, she's
Yeah,
right?
I'm completely right.
There's two terms.
There's two terms.
Wiener cousin. I like the term wiener cousins.
Wiener cousins is way better.
Way better.
To be honest with you, I got embarrassed just in a split second. I thought I had confused docking, which is not.
No, docking's different.
Docking's different. I don't even want to get into it unless you want me to explain it to you. Then I will, but I don't want to.
No, thank you.
Fine, I'll tell it to you. It's foreskin. Never mind. I don't want to.
Have you ever thought about how your show would be perceived if you did it now?
I think it'd be a huge hit. What are you implying?
I was like thinking, I was like, you watch Chappelle, your show, and I was like, can you imagine?
I don't think that. I always feel like even if you hold it up to a microscope, I side on the right side of most issues, even if it's like, oh, that's really towing lines. At least that's what I try to justify it in my head. All right, I'm gonna get back to you. Do you get drug tested?
I have it all the time. Well, not
You did?
anymore.
For what?
Everything.
They were all banned?
Literally everything.
So
like you take the
stupid.
wrong cough medicine and you're screwed.
So you can't like hang out with rappers and
No. The purple Dre?
yeah.
No.
That's horrible. Did you ever fail a drug test in your life?
No. I would like dream about failing that because, there's a lot of times like you take stuff for a cold or whatnot. Like people, doctors prescribe you antibiotics. Like you don't like.
Of course, no one looks.
Yeah, and then it's happened. It's happened recently where a guy took a over the counter cough medicine in like a Asian country, and because like you go over and you get sick, they give you something. The doctors, you don't speak their language, and then all of a sudden it's just like
That's why you take Korean on Saturdays,
exactly.
so you don't get popped.
I know.
I never understand the drug testings. I used to always say, I had a joke that I used to say, I
It's
want the
pretty
greatest
strict.
athletes that science can create. Let's dope them all
Let's
up.
go create that league.
Yes, thank you. Fuck Live and their dirty money. I want a league of just,
Steroids.
I don't care, whatever. We'll have some doctors that oversee to make sure we're doing it in a healthy manner. But let's go ahead. Let's juice them up. See what happens. Could you play around a golf with somebody screaming in your backstroke?
Sure.
You could.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. My league, two things. You can scream in people's backstroke if it's funny,
And if they're doped up.
and you're allowed to do steroids.
What a league.
You also and if you're to get in, you have to be pro-choice to watch the event.
Why does that get grouped in with being doped in?
No. Doped is the athletes. I'm saying that the patrons. The patrons have to be pro-choice. This is a small league.
Oh, it's very niche.
It's very niche. You're married to Johnny West, Jerry West's son. Now, Jerry West recently was real up in arms about how he was portrayed on the show. And guess what? This is who I am in show. I don't even know the name of the show. Playing Time?
Winning time.
Winning Time. Sorry, Playing Time. That would be my version where I just wanted to get in the game, coach. Did he get upset? He got upset by how he was portrayed.
We
in
all
that.
were upset. I mean, it wasn't even.
We all meaning
accurate.
the family.
Yeah, the family was upset.
So you guys hate watched it or something?
I mean, some members of the family did, just to keep track because there was
Sure.
a lawsuit going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that serious. Jeez.
I mean, yeah, he was portrayed as a drunk. He was portrayed as a rageaholic.
Was it for comedic effect?
I think it was for dramatic effect. But, it's just, if you're going to do that, just use another name. Because people are watching that actually believing that's who you are, and it's just not fair.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I know very much who he is, and this didn't even pop on my radar. Do you call Jerry West dad?
No.
You don't?
Dad? Do
Yeah.
you call your in-laws mom and dad?
I do because I think it's funny.
Oh.
And also because my wife's a lot younger than me, and they're not that much older than me, so I think it's funny to call them daddy and mommy and stuff. So I always do.
Thanksgiving. I would love to go to Thanksgiving.
You're married to somebody very famous in sports, the sports family, basketball family, and you're 6 feet tall. Is your daughter already, what percentile in her height is she?
95th?
Is she?
Yeah.
Are you going to pressure your kid to play golf or rebuild the Lakers dynasty?
It's funny. Like I always think now, what's the right amount of push? So you want to motivate them to have a dream and whatnot. And I think my strategy right now is just to have her try everything and see what she likes. And it's funny because, obviously I played and I brought her on tour, but when she was a baby, but then I hosted an LPGA tournament now. She came for the whole week. She saw me play at Pebble for my last tournament. And then now she is obsessed with golf. So it's funny. It's funny how that works. She was really into sports. So we'll see.
How much screen time do you let her have every day?
Not a lot, but also I'm not super strict with it.
Okay. I'm just saying golf is so fucking long.
Yeah, I think 12 holes is the right amount of golf.
That's my issue with golf too. If I wanted to get into it, who's got 4.5 hours to kill?
No one. And that's just rude to your partner who's watching.
Is your husband wealthy too? You the breadwinner? You don't have the scoreboard up in the house? No. You just put a leaderboard.
Yes. The weekly earnings.
Oh, weekly. Oh, man, that's really put the pressure on you. You guys got a prenup?
We actually do, yeah. But it was just basically saying that everything's going to be split in half. So I don't know why we put a prenup.
Oh, no, wait. No, our prenup is rock solid. My wife vetoed this. I wanted to get it leather bound and put as a coffee table book.
Oh, my God.
Just because I thought when guests come over to if they saw it, they'd be like, are you guys insane? Is that really? I'm like, yeah, it's our prenup. Go ahead, page through it.
How long was your prenup?
It's long. Her lawyer told her, I have to let you know I cannot in good faith recommend that you sign this. I was like, yeah, well.
How close to the wedding did you sign it?
24 hours? No.
30 minutes before?
I think well before. But now we're almost past the point where it matters in California. We've been together too long.
I know.
They're going to get me.
They're going to get you. They're going to get everyone.
But hopefully she gets, now she's kind of starting to, get motivated. Motivated wasn't the right word.
Yeah.
I know. She works hard. Just doesn't get paid as well. And that's got to change. You keep your finances separate from your husband?
No, we do it together.
Huh, I don't like that at all. I'm starting to worry about things. I'm going to page through that prenup of yours. 50-50. I don't know. Michelle, thank you very much for taking time out to come listen to my nonsense.
Thank you. There were some interesting segues in there. That's for sure.
I'm not very good at this.
Tosh Show.
Well, Carl, that does it. I want to thank Michelle Wee for being on the show. She's a incredible athlete, great mom, and a fun guest. And I also I like that she explained something to me about why watching female golf wasn't as entertaining, and it just made sense. Like the whole thing, it just clicked in my head. I'm like, I never looked at it from that perspective. Having all the better cameras, all that stuff, it adds up. That's why I view female tennis the same as male tennis, because they're getting the same treatment. You're getting the same product when you watch it on television, and it's not fair in the other sports. It makes sense. You put your head down. It's a late night. Some plugs. Oh, you know who wanted me to plug? Yeah, they're not going to spend any money, but Todd Glass, he had a new project that he's doing. He wanted to plug it, and I said, I have no interest, but I'll let him. I'll call him, and if he answers, he can plug it himself. This will be the shortest conversation that I've ever had with Todd.
Hello.
Hey, Todd.
Yeah.
It's comedian Daniel Tosh.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear you have a new project in New York City, and I wanted to give you 30 seconds of free airtime to plug whatever you need.
I've been doing this show for a long time and touring with it, and now I'd like to do New York Ron. It's not only a stand-up show, but it's what happens in the street before the doors open. There's someone playing outside. After the show, there's an ice cream truck. It's a real experience.
And you need money?
Yes.
How much? Can I just write one check for the whole thing? What do I need to cut?
I'm almost embarrassed to tell you because we're looking for about $150.
I'll give you $150, Todd.
Yeah.
No, Daniel, please, thank you.
Goodbye, Todd. I love you.
You're not playing this, though, are you?
Boyswearpink.com. Check out my clothing line for toddlers. The GOAT premieres May 9th on Prime Video. I got new tour dates. Fresno, selling like hotcakes. If you had hotcakes the day before and you're like, I don't know if I can do any more hotcakes. Let's go, Fresno. Buy more tickets. Whatever. Come see me, do stand-up. I'm so much better live than I am in this form. Anything else? Oh, my son, his bedtime stories that we recorded when he was 3 years old. Got a new one. See you next week.
Once upon a time, there was a porcupine. But they were not just any kind of porcupine. This was a mean porcupine. But all the porcupine wanted to do, they were so mean because they did all they thought was hit. They didn't even get to do anything. Every time they got grabbed and all the person got hurt. But they weren't just any kind of porcupine. They were a big sack, soft, porcupine. But then somebody said, "Hey, back there." And that's what he was. He wasn't a porcupine. He wasn't. Hear my son. He wasn't a porcupine. What are those other ones that are similar to porcupine?
A hedgehog?
And there was a hedgehog. Then the hedgehog said, "Hey, are you a porcupine?" And the porcupine said, "Yes, I'm a porcupine. And what is your name?" And the porcupine said, "My name is I'm named by Henry." And Henry said to the what? Hedgehog, "What's your name?" And he said his name was Swam. I don't remember. And then he said, "My name is Seattle." And the porcupine said, "What?" And the porcupine said, "That's not a name. Okay, my name is Pine." And and he couldn't make up any names. But then something happened. Rain is pouring, the old man is sewing. That's who came. What came? Instruments. And they were singing, "It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is sewing." He went to bed, he bumped his head, and twisted it up in the morning. That's what they were singing. And one person said, "Come to the doctor." And that's what they turned on when they got into the doctor. I'll tell you what they turned on when they got into the doctor. I'll tell you. Doctor, give me the news. Had a bad case and loving you. That's what they turned on.
Is that it?
Nope. This is a very long story.
You're telling me.
This is a story that goes all the way until the morning. That's what kind of story it is.
I gotta go to bed, honey.
Then you can go to bed in here.
Okay. Finish it up.
The end.
Oh, man. Tosh Show.